start tonight off with prayer and pledge. The prayer will be led by Mayor Pro Tem Garcia, and pledge will be led by Councilman Braddock.
All right, if you guys would like to participate, you can bow your heads. Thank you, Jesus, for this chilly day, and just asking prayers for safety and cautious over our city, especially all the loved ones who've lost their loved ones during these past couple months already. Lord, continue to guide us, protect us, and make us make the right decisions as leader for our city. And thank you. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Sylvia.
Present.
Councilmember Seals.
Present.
Councilmember Balls.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia.
Present.
Councilmember Ostash.
Present.
Councilmember Braddock.
Present.
Councilmember Wiggins. Present. Councilmember Hammond.
Present.
And Mayor Moore.
Present.
You have all members present.
Good evening again. We welcome you to this meeting. It is also being aired on SGTV Channel 191. And we need to do a little housekeeping. All council people, please put your phone on silent as well as your computers. Audience, I ask that you do the same. I can't make you, but I ask that you do the same because it is so disturbing sometimes when phones go to ringing. Okay. And with that being said, Madam Clerk, do we have any announcements?
We don't this evening, Mayor. We will move right on to the proclamation recognizing February 2025 as Black History Month.
And that will be read by Councilman Braddock.
City of Saginaw Proclamation, Black History Month, was created by Carter G. Woodson in 1926 to highlight the vast endeavors and accomplishments of African Americans that have impacted our nation's history and identity. And in the nation's celebration, we applaud the transformational contributions of the African American community, which has overcome tremendous adversity to build lasting change for generations to come. And the city of Saginaw is proud to honor the African Americans who have helped to shape and transform our cities, including lumber baron William Atwood, physician Dr. Archer A. Clater, former Mayor Henry G. Marsh, educator Reuben Daniels, and former UAW president and airport commissioner Harry Brown, and countless others whose contributions are woven into the fabric of our city. In our city's recognition of Black History Month, we reflect on the great strides that we have made to ensure freedom for all people, regardless of race, color, creed, in the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. And we recognize that our work must continue. Now, therefore, it be resolved. This is Brenda Moore here. I, Brenda F. Moore, Mayor of the City of Saginaw, do hereby proclaim February 25th as Black History Month. In the city of Saginaw, and encourage all residents to honor Black history and culture in our city, and continues the effort to create a world that is more just, peaceful, and prosperous for all. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Saginaw to be affixed this 10th day of February in the year of our Lord, 2025. Officially signed by the Brenda F. Moore, Mayor.
Read the rest of them. Y'all
So
count.
council members,
Y'all count too.
Priscilla Garcia, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, Michael D. Balls, Eric D. Braddock Sr., Carly Rose Hammond, Monique Lamar Sylvia, Bill Ostash, Jacinta Seals, and Heidi Wiggins, Tim Morales, City Manager.
Now, we don't have a recipient for that, but we wanted the citizens to know that we are honoring it and recognizing it. Madam Clerk.
Yeah, I'll take that.
That takes us to public input, Madam Mayor.
Oh, Councilman Ball said he'll receive it.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Madam Clerk.
On to public input.
Public input. This is a time in the program where my citizens will ask you to come forward You will be called to the podium by our clerk. You will also be timed to 3 minutes. Please get everything that you'd like us to know within those 3 minutes. I know it seems like it's a short time, but trust me, once you get to talking, it goes fast. Again, I'm asking that people don't do clapping, booing, and any obnoxious behavior that will knock people off of what they're talking about. Again, you will be timed. There is a clock in front of you that we want to stay on task. Madam Clerk.
Our first speaker is Nettie Henderson. Chief, is there anyone in the hallway?
Is anybody in the hallway, Chief?
On to Joseph Morrison. Moving on to Connie Russo. Right up to the podium.
Good evening, members of council, staff, and residents. I'm glad to see a nice group of people here, because the last time I was here 40 years ago, there weren't very many people, and I was part of a civics deal. So what I would like to do is ask you, first of all, could you move your microphones just a teeny bit closer to you, because you can't be heard. I'm sitting in the front row, and I can't hear half the people. So I'm sorry I didn't hear all of your declaration. I'm here to talk about the timing of summer taxes, and this is my first presentation out of 2. I'm waiting for the FOIA information to come first before I address your council with exact data. In December, we get our tax bills December 1st. We have until February the 14th to pay them. And if you don't, they of course go to the county. I would like to know why the summer taxes only have 30 days to pay their taxes. No one can come up with an answer except that it's written in the charter. Now, I don't have a copy of the charter in front of me, and that's part of the data that you will get next time I'm up here. But, as you can see, they only get 30 days from July 1st to July 31st, and I want to know why. Why is it that we give December, which are the lightest taxes, the most time to pay, when in July we only have 30 days to pay the heavier taxes? I've asked for information for the last 3 years of how many people don't make it to pay their 30 days in July and that have to go through the county. I believe, as a person who has been on many things, including in municipality rulings, that you can make a profit for yourselves by extending the days, by having more people come and pay their taxes. Say like from July 1st to August 31st, and then you have to submit them to the county on September the 14th. That would be a just way to adjust the taxes across the year. And if my data proves to be correct, as I think it will be, most of our people only have 30 days. Some of them are on limited income, some are on SSI. That 30-day limit is a real burden for them, because they would have to spend probably most of, if not all of, the income they get in that month. I would like to see it spread over so that they can have at least 2 months to take that money out to pay the taxes on time. It's been short and sweet, that's all I want. Thank you, council, for listening.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Renee Torres.
Thank you, council people, for having us here. My name is Renee Torres, TNS Construction. Started a nonprofit called Building Power, Building Poder. And this is gonna be for a pre-apprenticeship program. So we're here to rezone, or asking to rezone the school of Longfellow. This is so we can teach the trades, not one in specific. We're looking to teach all the trades, from electrical, plumbing, heating and cooling. And that being said, I mean, we're coming before you guys, requesting a change, praying that as leaders, You guys can see the need for skilled trades. I mean, as TNS Construction, I've been doing this for 20-plus years and worked with the city of Saginaw. A lot of the employees, I'm always teaching. And so with that being said, I'd like to thank you guys. Take it into consideration, and I'm just going to keep it short. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Julius Tate.
Greetings, folks, council, mayor. Thank you all for coming. Citizens, thank you. I am a Saginaw native. However, I am out of Cleveland, Ohio, if you saw in the paper. I am vice president of Building Power, a pre-apprentice skillship program that Renee just went into detail on. What we're here today in, as you see the support from the local community, these are people in Saginaw that stand behind us, just as some of you know. On the ordinance introduction, you're going to see on number 3, it's going to be talking about that R3, the rezoning of that. That's what we're here for, to try to contribute to what you guys are already activated, the change in Saginaw, bringing about awareness in skilled trades, development, workforce, the whole 9. So we just wanted to say thank you over the mic publicly, and we thank you all for all that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Donovan Gomez. On to Joyce Seals.
Good evening, City Council, Mr. Manager, and staff. I'm Joyce Seals, Coordinator for the Health Equity Council, which is funded by a grant from the Michigan Public Health Institute in Lansing, and I work for the Saginaw County Health Department part-time. As we began to work on the improving health outcomes in our community, we began to notice the negative impact of marijuana on our community. Because of the large exposure to this substance, we have seen an increase of the use of marijuana by our young people. They see these stores all over the town. Some stores are just a block apart. Seeing all of these establishments is sending a negative message. The Detroit Public Schools have reported that they have seen suspensions from possession of drug paraphernalia or controlled substances balloon from 289 in the 2019 to 2021 school year to 1,735 in the 2021-2023 school year. Marijuana was legalized in 2019. I'm sure if you check the public, charter, and other schools in the area, you will find similar trends. Our superintendent is here tonight to support us in this effort. Most importantly, I want you to look at the GIS map, which we had made for you, that shows the correlation between the highest crime areas in the city and the location of these liquor stores and marijuana retailers. The Detroit City Council has enacted a cap on the number of facilities in their town. They have a population of 633,000 people in 2023, and they capped theirs at 75. Now, if you do that math for that, based on the methodology they used, with that, for our 43,618 people in 2023, we should have only 5.19 facilities. Troubling, people, troubling. We have doubled that number. Council, it's time to take the time to study this issue, place a moratorium on the number of facilities until you can make a sound decision on what the cap should be for this community. We elected you to make good decisions for our community. This is your time to stand up and demonstrate that commitment. And I'm just going to add to you, just got a couple of seconds left, that McCrud, which is a state organization, even with the liquor institutions, one area you're supposed to have 29, you got 52. How does this happen? Another one, 15, and then you have 19. So when you put those common together, we got a problem. Let's take care of it, City Council. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Chris Pryor.
Good evening to our Mayor Pro Tem,
Good evening.
City Manager, and to the citizens. Thank you for this opportunity. I've been before you many times speaking on this same topic. So those of you who are new to the City Council, I'm not a stranger because we've been fighting, as former Mayor Seals has stated to you, the problem and our heart's desire to see a better, stronger, greater city, and that we are. We are a resilient people, but we must make the best decisions for all. We know that marijuana was legalized in our state, but I want to just challenge you that all money or all business is not good business. And so with that, we are not desperate because we know it falls into the hands of our children. And so as former Mayor Seals has shared with you, I'm a pastor, but I come as a businessman as well. I pastor Victorious Believers Ministries in the city of Saginaw, but I'm also the president and CEO of Victorious Community Development. We're working with the committee and a community as well in regards to making sure our children are safe. I shouldn't have to go to basketball games and smell marijuana on our children. But when I go to Jesse Loomis every Tuesdays and some Thursdays, that our children are smelling like marijuana. It's time for things to stop and to cease. It's time for us to stand up for our children because it's difficult at times when you are pressured by others and having marijuana in the forefront. Today I stand because we have gone to businesses within this city of Saginaw, and I've asked them to sign a petition or sharing that there should be a moratorium of how many marijuana places that we have in the city of Saginaw. So we have CEOs of banks, we have CEOs who have signed this petition of the health department and letters who support our team that have a heart for the greater betterment of the city of Saginaw. We have other great leaders who are all car owners in Fullerton. I don't want to start naming them. I've had 11 of them developed so that you're able to see these other businesses that stand with us. There's some other businesses who have come out tonight to say enough is enough. We see transformation happening for our city, and all money is not good money. We want to do what's best for our children, for our families, so that we continue to make Saginaw a better place. We know that the medical diamond is coming, and there are other businesses that want to come. But when you drive down the street and the newer businesses are all the marijuana plants, that's a problem. And so we're asking you, I'm begging and pleading with you to put a moratorium on the marijuana facilities. We fought for the one that stopped down the street from our church that was next door to CAC. We can do better. And I believe by faith that God is going to honor our petition by you all standing, and more businesses will come into the great city of Saginaw by us working together and putting a cease with marijuana facilities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Kathy Geiger.
Honorable council members, I am Kathy Geiger. I'm a prevention certified consultant. I've been working in the prevention field for a very long time. At the end of the day, I want people to be safe. I want people to be healthy. The retail environment that we are in has a significant impact on the health delivery and safety of our communities. Cannabis retailers and alcohol outlets have created changes in our communities that have impacted our public health and safety in a significant way. The location, the products, the promotion, and the pricing of alcohol products have created the landscape that it has made it easier for our youth to access and start using alcohol. The legalization of cannabis, the products, the promotions, and the retailers close to where they live normalize the use of cannabis for both medical and recreational use. These same influences reduce perception of harm with our youth and increase their use. These same influences reduce perception of harm and increase youth use. In states where marijuana have been legal, they've actually seen an increase in youth use. High-potency cannabis now is what the retailers try to sell. And when people go into the retail environments that sell cannabis, they are also seeking high THC products. This is not the type of marijuana that we had years ago in the 70s. This is much higher THC, and it causes harm to the brains of young people. And there is a lot of different products that are coming out on an ongoing basis that are high THC. Cannabis retailers offer a number of cannabis products that have those high concentrations, and high THC, like I said, is what gives the retailers the most profit. And so users who use the high TH products are more likely to develop cannabis use disorder, and which has a number of withdrawal effects that cause harm. The Cleveland Clinic as they work with people in treatment, they have identified anger and aggression as a common withdrawal symptom, which is likely to lead to the violence, some of the violence that we see. The retail environment is crucial in giving people healthy choices of products. These businesses should not dominate our municipalities. Location and access matter. Location and density of these products have the effect of condoning and normalizing the use of these drugs for everything from recreation to self-medicating. I urge our decision makers to consider the unintended harm these products can and have caused in our community. These retail environments dump our neighborhoods down and create problems that don't affect just the user, but the community as well. Neighborhood retailers should be assets rather than liabilities.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jasmine Calhoun, that's on your list, canceled prior to the meeting, so we'll move on to Inez Williams.
To our city council members, those of you who have gathered here today, I am Inez Williams. I'm reaching out to you as a local business owner of Strive Substance Abuse Prevention organization here in the city of Saginaw, expressing my profound concern regarding the proposed establishments of marijuana facilities within our city. While I do acknowledge and respect the perspective of others who favor such enterprises, I feel compelled to articulate my firm opposition based on several reasons that significantly affect the welfare of our youth, families, and our community. Research indicates that increased marijuana usage among students significantly impacts their lives, often leading to reduced academic performance, elevated absence, and potential difficulties with learning and memory. These issues are linked to marijuana, effects on the developing of the brain, mostly when consumed often during adolescence. Such consequences can harmfully affect their educational success. They become very disruptive, disrespectful, not only in the homes, but in our community, in our schools, in the shopping centers. Some of them are disrespectful in faith-based organizations. Please hear us and listen to what we have to say. It is broadly recognized that young people are our most precious resource that we have. And if we don't stand up to help them to feel that they matter and that we're here to protect them, then who will? Nevertheless, if their lives are shaped by marijuana use, it is crucial to understand that this substance can affect and develop the brain in a negative way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Donisha Maxey. On to Tamara Tucker. No Tamara. How about Kiaya Brooks? Tammy Davis?
Good evening, councilmen and women. My name is Tammy R. Davis. I am an admin clerk for the Buena Vista Township Police, as well as a youth mentor coordinator, neighborhood safe zone coordinator, and victim service coordinator for HELP. I am here today representing another organization that I represent, Saginaw County Prevention Coalition, as well as the Youth Coalition. I am standing before you with deep concern in the amount of marijuana dispensaries growing rapidly within the Saginaw community. While I respect everyone's views and the support of such businesses, it is my concern and continued fight to prevent the use and misuse of such substances among our youth. We have 11 marijuana dispensaries in Saginaw County, all within Saginaw city limits. Our youth face daily pressure to use substances to control their feelings, being fed misleading and misinformation on the cause and effect of such substances to their still developing and undeveloped minds, causing increased academic difficulties, poor social and peer relationships, mental health issues such as, but not limited to, increased depression leading to suicide, and harsher drug use causing death by overdose. Allowing the increase of these facilities to be placed in the neighborhoods not only gives them the misleading cause of the use of substances, but readily gives them the assumption that it is okay for them to indulge. The east side of Saginaw, the area of which most of the facilities reside, is known to be the #1 part of the city that faces many challenges such as poverty, gang and gun violence, educational challenges, affordable housing issues, just to speak the least. These are challenges our youth face daily. They face daily, and the cycle has become a revolving door, leading our youth to repeat generational cycles of poverty and drug abuse that has torn our families and communities apart. I stand before you, honorable members of City Council, and I urge you to look closely into the information put forth before you and take into consideration our youth and our communities, the communities we were born and raised in, the communities we are now raising our children and grandchildren in, and make the decision to place a moratorium on the marijuana dispensary within Saginaw City. Thank you for your time and your consideration on this matter.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Raymond Bobby DeLeon.
No, Bobby.
On to Melanie Velasco.
Hi, my name is Melanie Velasco. The animal control, they confiscated my cat. She has been in my life for 11 years. Her name is Maya. And I named her after Maya Angelou. And city took her away, search warrant, all this right here. And I had to give her to her. And I want my cat released. It's kidnapping. That's my child. That's my baby. My sister's cat was wrongfully incarcerated too from my niece because she smokes high marijuana, and she was affecting my sister's cat in her home on Lowell. And she's got pit bulls in the basement and 2 other cats in the home, so they're probably gonna be sick with the marijuana. It not only affects humans, it affects animals. So now my sister has got to have mouth surgery done on her cat, which is gonna cost her, she doesn't know. They wrongfully had her sign adoption papers to put her cat up for adoption. Frankie and Maya were gotten from Montrose over 10 years ago. They are our medical companions. I only take stress medicines when I'm under a highly amount of stress. And so by that, I want my cat back, and I am totally against all of these marijuana. I have never in my life done any drugs. I've never smoked any marijuana. I'm 63 years old, and I'm gorgeous. I'm vain. Too bad. I don't smoke marijuana, I don't do that. Anyway, the next, whatever we're up to draw is Mr. Roy, what he did last night. Oh, and my cat's got godparents. My cat's got godparents, Margaret Vestrel in St. Charles. And they've been seeing Frankie, and Donna just went to get their shots in the summertime. So why is animal control taking cats that have ownership and been seen by vets regularly? My Maya was in the van, yes, but she's only put in the van at night, and she has a cat condo in there, well insulated. And I only put her in there because during the day, she's in another condo so she can walk around. The van is dirty because I've been away from the van. It had been parked somewhere else. Anyway, so Maya is well cared. The veterinary in St. Charles will tell you that she is well taken care of. Well, I am a good cat mom. I am a good mom, too. Anyway, so my sister's got to get her cat back because they compensated, and she's getting a lawyer because the veterinarian did not look in my sister's cat's mouth, and so she's getting a lawyer because they did not see that she had mouth issues. And my sister's willing to pay for the surgery, so that's a lawsuit, and because they neglected to see the teeth of my sister's cat. And they have my Maya, and my Frankie's been gone. But anyway, so Mr. Roy, this is what happened last night. You have the paper on Mr. Roy. You read it in your joyous time of Mr. Roy. I think he needs psychiatric help. Enjoy. You're not going to like it. I think he's not well.
Thank you.
Mayor, our last speaker on the list also canceled prior to the meeting, so we will move on to remarks of council.
Council members, you have 3 minutes as well. You are on the clock. We will begin tonight with Councilwoman Weekend.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, citizens, for being here today. And for all.
Again, can y'all pull them mics up so that they can hear you, please?
Thank you for being here today, and thank you for all of the speakers presenting your thoughts and ideas. We appreciate it. This last Thursday, we had the state of the city and the state of the county breakfast last Thursday, and it was just good to see the amazing turnout that was there, full of people that are involved in the community and want to know what's going on. And it was great to hear all of the good things that are happening in this town and in this area. We do hear a lot of bad things. The bad things do get spread very quickly, but there are a lot of amazing people in this community that are doing great things, and big things are truly happening. Thank you, Mayor, for speaking that there. Appreciate it. Also briefly want to mention the neighborhood house. It's on Russell Street in Saginaw. This Saturday, they're having a women empowering women kind of discussion, and it's just a gathering together for activities and just good discussions for women together. I believe the time is, what is the time? 10 to 3? Okay, thank you. And registration is required, so if you visit their website or their Facebook page, the NABE, you can get more information there. It's a good organization. They do all kinds of things for the community. I'm a strong supporter of the NABE just because they do so many things for the kids every day, every school day, and also reaching out to the community. They also do hustle classes. That's always a good time, too. So with that, just thank you all for coming.
Thank you. Next, we have Councilwoman Hammond.
Thank you. So to everyone who came to City Council tonight, thank you oh, there we go. I can hear it now. There it is. Thank you so much to all our participants, and thanks for identifying that you couldn't hear us. It's always helpful to get feedback, no matter how small. I really appreciate it. And to folks who had concerns about the number of marijuana businesses, I got your packet. I read through it, and I want to know that I'm hearing what you're saying. I want to consider this. I want to review it. I want to research it, and I want to reach out. So I think there are some opportunities coming up for some changes in this sphere. There's a lot of things happening in the works at City Council behind the scenes, and I want to make sure that these concerns are being addressed, because these concerns are, I take it very seriously, and I appreciate all the research and work done behind this. I especially appreciate the document impacted, or the document included involving the youth listening session summary. This was incredibly helpful for me. So I really appreciate the work that it took to put this together. I respect the hustle, so thank you guys so much. And I have been reviewing it, and I will reach back out and respond to those of you who have reached out. The strategic planning session that we had that encompassed our last meeting was incredible. It was a phenomenal experience for city staff and for our city council. I will say, I think our work groups were awesome. Nancy was fantastic. I do wish the community could have had more of a heads up on when we were doing those, just for future reference, so people can come in and make sure they're arriving when they're going to be engaged. Also, I wanted to acknowledge the massive amount of community organizing that's happening right now in the city of Saginaw. I think that there's a lot of stuff happening at the federal level. There's an enormous stuff happening at the state level. And for those of you who are engaging in that work, thank you. But I also want to recognize that regardless of what is happening in Washington, D.C., regardless of what is happening in Lansing, what's going on here and the people putting themselves out there and doing the work, it's incredible to see the amount of community power that is there. So I wanted to recognize that, because I was blown away by the number of meetings and events and organizing that I saw happening just this past week. It was really amazing to see. I also want to invite folks in my last 30 seconds here. There is a Region G housing workshop happening from MCOG, that is Eastern Michigan Council of Governments. MISHDA is doing a presentation. It's open to the public. It is Thursday, February 20th. It is 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It is happening at SVSU, Curtis Hall, second floor. That's at 7400 Bay Road. So if you are interested in housing at all, that is an open meeting where a lot of stuff is going to be discussed. There's funding going to be discussed. I'm going to be there. City staff's going to be there. It's going to be a party. So I'm really excited to get on that and talk about housing and enjoy those presentations. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Councilwoman Lamar.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Okay, I got you.
Councilwoman Sylvia.
That's fine.
Please pull your mic up, because you know you want, we can't hear.
Okay, can you hear me?
Now we
Okay.
can.
All right. All right. First of all, I'd like to say thank you all so much for coming to your city council meeting. I listened to various things. I, too, am a prevention consultant, and I feel you 100%, probably 110%, because I think you all know I mentioned this last year, so hopefully we can make some changes. You know, after everybody come together, we look over some things and we can make some changes, hopefully. I'd like to say to Mr. Tate and Mr. Torres, thank you so much for wanting to give back into the Saginaw community, because I know giving back and what you all are proposing to do is nothing but going to make Saginaw better, jobs, etc. Only thing, I'm a little jealous that you didn't do the presentation like you did for the Board of Education, and maybe we can get with our city manager, et cetera, and maybe we can get that, because it was awesome. It was really awesome. So I'm privileged to be able to see that, stand behind you guys 100%. Thank you all again for coming to your city council meeting. You all have a blessed rest of the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, we have Councilwoman Seals.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to see you guys out here this evening. Thank you for coming out. I've had a busy last probably 6 weeks. I've been out in the community, just getting out and about. A lot of people said there's nothing to do in Saginaw. Well, there's a lot to do in Saginaw, and I've been out there doing it. I've been to some presentations from the CDBG through with the Saginaw City Council and the Board Commission. I went to those 4. I think the first one was in November, but the last 3 was in January. I attended those, and they were very informative. I think I met your group there, And I got their full presentation at that particular meeting. And so it was a lot of eye-opening. I got a chance to see a lot of great things happening in Saginaw. I also attended an MLK celebration at Saginaw Valley State University that it was just Dr. Naomi Tutu was there, and that was just an awesome conversation she had with Dr. Donqua. And I also came back a couple of days later and attended the Great Lakes Bay Hispanic Award Ceremony, and that was, it was a great eye-opener to see all the people that graduated through that leadership program. I attended my first Spirit game, and I had a blast. And I went with the mayor, so it was really cool that I got a chance to experience it. I love hockey, and I've never been to a hockey game in Saginaw, so this was really cool that I didn't have to go down to Detroit. So I'm happy to actually say I've been to a home hockey game now. Our strategic planning session was awesome. I learned a lot. The first time I did it on this big of a scale. I'm usually doing it with schools, and it's very small, but this was a really big scale. I enjoyed just the camaraderie we have together as a committee and as a council, and even doing it with the heads of our departments. That was awesome, being around everyone, just getting to know people. And I feel like I've gotten even closer, I feel like we just kind of meshed that day, so I really appreciated that. And then I went to my first Saginaw Bay Orchestra Symphony, and that was the coolest thing this past weekend, and that was so cool. I played in a band my whole life, and so just to do something, Saginaw has a lot to offer, to work, live, and play. There's so much to do, you guys. Let's get out there and support Saginaw businesses, support and have fun out here. Quit telling people there's nothing to do. There's a lot to do here in Saginaw. Thank you all for coming out.
Thank you. Next, we have Councilman Ball.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out for the city council meeting this evening. I'd like to thank you all for bringing your concerns here. This is where the rubber supposed to meet the road at. When you guys bring issues here, we're supposed to go out and try to take care of them for the betterment of our community. So we thank you for being involved in our community. The people that have these nonprofits that want to come here and help out our community is a wonderful thing. I mean, if the businesses don't take care of it, thank God we have nonprofits that want to take care of the people. We know that we have a lot of issues in the city of Saginaw, and the main issue is a lot of people with no hope. So it seemed like the best thing for no hope, some people think is probably some dope. So we got all these marijuana dispensaries around here to numb the people up so they don't have to worry about doing the right thing. But we got brothers here that come here to want to give those guys some skills so they can go back and take care of their families. And that's what we're here for. That's what God put us here for, to help out our fellow man. So I want to thank you guys. Thank you and thank you. I can never thank you enough for what y'all doing, because when these guys get out of prison, they got to have some place to go. We got laws, federal people that call themselves enacting laws now to wipe out the help that we want to help the people out with today. So I even heard that he canceled out Black History Month, the coldest, shortest month. He canceled out because of the things that people had overcame because of the civil rights movements. The Civil Rights Act of 1964, only 61 years ago, that they had to enact a law to stop discrimination in the armed forces, in jobs, in housing. Just 61 years ago, we had to do a law. And now, all of a sudden, 61 years later, somebody want to take it away from us. We're not going to let that happen. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of protesting going on to make sure this stuff don't happen. We're going to have to do what we got to do to let this guy know that we're not taking this. We're not going to take it laying down. We're not going to do it. I wonder about the people that even voted for this guy, how they feel now. You may say my speech may be getting a little political. You're damn right it is. Because this is a political issue that's going on in the United States today, and we need to do something about it to help our people out. So I'm going to continue to do what I do, and hopefully other people will step up to the plate and help out too. We had a lot of civil rights leaders that was even born during this month. Abraham Lincoln was born in February. John Lewis was born in February. Malcolm X was assassinated, probably by our government, in February. You know, and if you check the books out, you can find out what's going on with those issues. So we got a lot of stuff that's going on in February. So hopefully we will continue to build up on this. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Councilman Ostash.
Thanks, Mayor. Welcome, everybody, tonight, and it's good to see the council chamber so full. Again, too, I attended the State of the City with some of my colleagues, and too, thanks to the mayor, she did a great job. I can say that we are okay. Things are going well in the city as well as the county, and much more is going to start happening this year. Also, too, since my last council meeting, Mayor Pro Tem Garcia and I, we attended a groundbreaking ceremony for the food club, so that's going to be happening here pretty soon. So that's some American Rescue Plan money that the council put forward towards that, helping our Alice population, addressing some of our food desert here in the city. So I want to thank the folks that came out again to talk about marijuana in the city. Some of your council members that were here during that time when those ordinances were written would be your mayor, Councilman Balls, and myself. So if you have questions, and I'm saying it again, please get a hold of me. If you're going to be here after the council meeting, I want to talk to you. I do have some other things along with your GIS map. I do have a GIS map of the city that I would like to show you of the saturation in the city right now. It kind of looks like there's not going to be a possibility of really having any more. And can you hear me in the back? Okay, because I see somebody is holding their hand like they can't hear me. Also, too, I do have a list of all the current dispensaries that are in the city. Something's going on with this mic.
Yeah. Mic check.
Mic check. I think my mic is dead.
Back.
Okay, mic is back. I do have a list of all the dispensaries that are in the city. There's actually 8 on the west side and 4 on the east side and 1 gross facility on the east side. So please, I did read your packet, so I have some questions, and I also have some conversation on all of the different letters. I have actually read all of the letters, and I have notes on them. So please get a hold of me, 989-326-0001. Let's set up a meeting and sit down and talk. Thanks. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Next, we have Councilman Braddock.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Hope everyone can hear me. I'd just like to thank the citizens who are attending and share the remarks. Also, I would like to give my condolences out to the family of 20-year-old Taylor Burden. I said we're not responsible for some of the changes and policies that always happen, but we are responsible for our unity in our community. The community should be concerned about the people within the community, and my goal is to focus on policies and solutions that helps the family. Changes is inevitable with the advancement of technology and the movement of globalization. We don't have to look for change, it's coming. We need to unite as a community to find solutions to the problems we're facing. Problems that affects the family's physical and mental health, transportation, homelessness, public safety, and job placement. It's important that our neighborhood associations and nonprofit organizations and families and elected officials work together to find solutions to lessen the burdens on our families and help our small business so they can offer services to our community. We all know we need sufficient resources towards youth development, job placement, and affordable housing, which is the root cause to crime. To my fellow members of council, I charge us to work together to show our city that we are a united force, that we are transparent and engaging. I am looking forward to working with all of you in this city, in this room, and in this city to make this city a positive place to live and a delightful place to live as well. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Next, we have Mayor Pro Tem Garcia.
Good evening, concerned citizens of the community. I think I talk loud enough, so you should be able to hear me. I just want to say thank you to all our speakers that came out. Also to Mr. Torres for giving us some more information regarding your program. I've been familiar with it. We've been in the works about it. And also for Julius to come down here from the Buckeye State to come and pay us a visit. Appreciate that. We do need new programs like this for our youth, and I wish you guys were around a little bit sooner with our ARPA dollars so we could have possibly gave you a lot more than what you're asking. And like I said, we do need these programs because everybody's not college material, you know. A skilled trade is a need. That's something that they can pass on generation. And so it's great to hear you guys come out and talk. And I seen your really nice brochure, so I'm excited to see them out in the community once you guys get the ball rolling. And I'd be happy to come out and see what you guys are offering down there and the hands-on because, yeah, we can talk about it, but seeing it is a lot more important, and seeing who's benefiting from it, and just getting the input from the community that's taking these classes, how important it is. Like I said, college is not for everybody. Yeah, I barely made it, and I did, but, honestly, so, yeah, we need these type of nonprofits, and, you know, we have a lot of great people that are stepping up into these positions, willing to help others, and that's so great, you know, because we need great mentors in our community. Like we say, we want it for the youth, and it's very important. Just like the marijuana, it's been a topic since I've been in fifth grade DARE program, you know. I do know some of these establishments, they do ask for, you know, your ID and things like that. So I don't know if parents are giving these kids the marijuana or how it's getting in their hands, if they have locks on these marijuana. Like I said, I'm not really sure what's going on with the marijuana, but I know any type of drug is easy accessible. Alcohol, I mean, it's been going on for years, but we do need to nip it in the butt because our youth are very important and they're our future, you know, so we do need to have these talks. I know sometimes it's a hard topic to talk about, but it does need to be addressed. Also, there's a food giveaway this Wednesday, my little community alert. I know a lot of people are in hard times with the economy. It's gonna be this Wednesday at 10 a.m. at the Lunas, putting it on 345 East Morley Drive, Saginaw, Michigan, 48601. And I just want to ask for prayers for my daughter. She's about to have my second grandson. Today's her due date. So I've been checking my phone like crazy. I'm nervous wreck waiting to meet my new grandson. So if not, hopefully this week, I'm going to have another addition to my family, another grandson, and have no idea his name. So a little excited and nervous at the same time for a safe delivery for my grandson to be here. Thank you guys all. Have a God-blessed night, and thanks for coming.
Guess it's my turn. That should be really exciting. First, let me thank all of the citizens of Saginaw for entrusting me to be your mayor one more time. That by itself says a lot. What really says a lot to me is this. I've been saying it over and over and over again. Collaboration. We're going to have to work together. We are divided as a city only because we don't want somebody to get 2 steps ahead of us. There are a lot of things I don't know how to do. Other council members up here know how to do them better than me. And I have no problem with stepping aside for them to do it. In my speech I said on Thursday, I don't know if I said it because I got off script, but in my speech I talked about let's stop complaining. Let's stop complaining. I talk to any and everybody that wants to talk to me. Come to me with some solutions. Come to us with some solutions. When all you ever hear is what we don't do, let's talk about what we did do and how we can make it better. I love my city, and if you don't know it by now, something wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. I don't have a problem with checking somebody about Sagnasty, as they call it, because I correct them and say, no, we're Saginaw awesome. We're an awesome city. We're an awesome place to be. I enjoy it. I do so much during the week. I stop telling everybody everything I do because they ask me, how do you do all of that? God's favor. Favor. Some of us have favor on our lives, and I believe it's a favor on my life, and I believe that it's a favor on this city. It's a new day. The season is here. What have I been saying? That's been my thing for the past 4 or 5 years. Now, if you keep talking about it, people will receive it and they will act to it. It is a new season. It's a new day. Saginaw is up on the up tip, and we're going to do great things. Thank you all for coming, all of my public speakers. As always, I'd like to hear from you. But keep in mind, we will not be able to change everything that you want us to change overnight. Rome did not get built in a day, but it got destroyed in a day. And that's what we up against. Thank you so much, Madam Clerk.
That takes us to reports from the manager.
Mr. Manager, you have the stage.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So first, I do want to thank all of council and all the department heads for attending the strategic planning session. Recognizing that's a very long day, but I think it went really well, and I think it was a good exercise. And it's a great opportunity for council members to interact with the department heads, like some of you said. And they're the ones that are out there working every day on these specific issues. So it is a great opportunity, and do invite council members to come to the departments too, so you can learn more. I was just thinking about our department heads and the experience they have, and I don't think we have one that has fewer than 10 years in the field that they're working in. So they're a wealth of knowledge. So I think it's a great opportunity, and I appreciate everyone attending. And several said the state of the city. I think the mayor did a very good job, and I want to thank her for all of her work on that, as well as Vicki Davis, Rachel Hozeska, and Matt Shutnick. Vicki and Rachel in the manager's office, and Matt in technical services, because they are here working on that for at least a few weeks, and the mayor's here almost every day getting ready for that during that time. So thanks for all of your work on that. And I see a lot of people waving, fans out there. It is hot in here today. And we are continuing to work on City Hall. It's progressing. The lower level should be done in the next few weeks. But I do want to make people aware with that there are going to be some additional changes. So we're going floor by floor. So the first floor is going to be the next phase. So the first floor, some of the offices will be moving up here. The clerk's office and fiscal services will be in various parts. And we also want to think about the city council chambers, because it's hot right now. Those of you who were here early in fall, you know it was really hot even in October, and it's going to be hot starting in May. So we know we're going to have an alternative place for council meetings anyway. So we're starting to look at that early, so that we can make sure that all the people that come to the meeting and council members are comfortable during that time. The next two phases, you're looking at probably a year altogether. 6 months first floor, 6 months second floor. And so we'll keep everyone updated on the next steps for that. We are, just a reminder, and we'll say at the next few meetings, the city of Saginaw, we're hosting a construction job fair on March 12th from 8:30 to 2:30 at the Anderson Enrichment Center. We're going to be focusing on jobs that the city has, construction companies that we work with, and the local trade unions are going to be participating as well. So stop by if you get a chance, and we're going to be trying to work with the schools to make sure that kids can get there and see what there is. It's great for planning post-high school career, or if anyone's interested in changing jobs. I know most of these companies have positions open, and please encourage people to stop by. And you will also, in addition to City Hall, you're going to see the other construction start up. It's construction season. You're going to start seeing the road barrels. Old Town, I have a few questions about the ramp in Old Town, the parking ramp. That job is going to be, it's quite a long job, because that's actually the top of a retention basin. So that is going to be a rehab on that, and the parking deck. So that's going to be closed until the fall. But it'll be great once it's done. There's a lot of issues with that. We also have Copy with a Cop event coming up on Thursday, February 13th from 9 to 10:30. That's going to be at McDonald's at 2745 Bay Road. Join your neighbors and police officers for coffee and conversation, and it's co-hosted by the Saginaw Police Department and the Saginaw Township Police Department, so everyone's welcome to come to that. And finally, I know a lot of people probably remember our citywide neighborhood meetings that we used to have. We kind of phased out of those post-COVID, and we're going to start having those again. We are going to change it around a little bit. It used to be hosted by the police chief for a number of years. It's going to be hosted by the manager's office in our neighborhood and economic development group, Cassie Zimmerman. And we're still going to have the neighborhood association action group meetings every other month, and our goal is to still have the front porch roll calls that we started doing which was recommended by Michigan State University in our public safety analysis. It was grant funded, but we're going to try to figure out the cost for that so that we can continue to do those. I think that's pretty popular. But I'll be sending out an email announcement to various organizations, hoping that they will help us spread the word and get people to attend those meetings. We'd like to have those every other month, which is what we used to do. Our first meeting we're planning in late March or early April, and we plan to have that be about our new zoning ordinance rewrite. And so we have some ideas about future meetings as well, but we're going to be open with topics of discussion, okay? And that concludes the management update.
Do we have any questions for our city manager? Yes.
Thank you.
2 questions.
2 questions. I have one question first, and a comment. First comment, yay, more meetings, awesome, I'll be there. Question, we had a member of the public come and ask about the times for our summer taxes and only having 30 days to pay the summer taxes. Do you have an explanation or reasoning as to why that is and what's up with that?
Yes, it's in the city charter, as she stated. It is outlined in the charter when we bill and when it's collected and when it's interest. There are different, and we did forward the information to the individual, our finance department did. There is specific deferments for various groups. I'll send that to council so that you have that information as well.
Fantastic, thank you so much.
Any other questions? Okay, then. Thank you, Mr. Manager. Madam Clerk.
That takes us to the consent agenda.
The consent agenda has been available at City Hall and on our city webpage. And also on, city webpage. And we are being viewed on SGTV channel 191. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda, leaving room for exceptions.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved in second. Do I have any exceptions? All right, council members, y'all on the ball tonight. We're gonna call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Madam Clerk,
Next item is board, commission, and committee reports.
do we have any reports on anyone who went into a meeting in the committee? I'd like to see us start giving some reports, because we go to a lot of meetings.
I actually do, I do have a point to make. I attended a housing commission meeting, for which I know has a relationship with the city, isn't run by the city explicitly, but obviously the city has an interest in it. And I did want to make an announcement on that, just because, as I'm sure many of you heard, there was a federal grants funding freeze. And how that actually took place for us at the city was getting a notification, an email, I believe it was, last Tuesday? It's been a long week, where they said, there's a, specific computer program that you guys use to draw down grant dollars. And that was, we got a notification, I think it was like 2 o'clock on Tuesday, that as of 5 p.m. that day, it's gonna be shut down. And 36 hours, and that came from the federal administration. So within over 36 hours, that program was frozen. That did affect several things and several drawdowns. I do know at the Housing Commission, so that's our Saginaw Housing Commission, that processes a lot of housing vouchers. So if you are a landlord or a tenant who depends on Section 8, I do know for a fact that, because I went to that meeting, they said that they have a very specific schedule that they draw down federal dollars from for those payments. And so those payments were delayed by about a week and a half because of that 36 hours that website was down. So I wanted to make that, with the opportunity, respectfully make that announcement here, just because I've already heard of people in the community that were really confused by it. It's usually like clockwork, and people were concerned that those payments weren't going to be coming, and I just wanted to let people know why there was that delay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Councilman.
Also, I did attend the school liaison committee with the first meeting of this year. Was able to bring up some issues as far as with transportation, summer programs, community resource centers, and we brought up empowering teachers. But I just want to bring out that we also talked about what challenge our children faces every day once the bell ring. So I think the board is, has a good plan of moving forward, some good ideas and some considerations on looking forward. And we'll be in our second meeting coming up in April, I believe. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Madam Clerk.
On to appointment of board, commission, and committee members.
I need a motion to approve 1 and 2, leaving room for exceptions.
So moved.
Support. It's been moved and support. Are there any exceptions? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Madam Clerk.
We are at ordinance introduction. The first is an ordinance to amend the official city map to rezone all properties within the blocks along North Michigan between Schaefer on the west, CSX Railroad on the east, Union Street on the south, and Davenport Avenue on the north, and also including all properties fronting along North Michigan between Davenport and Kronk, from B1A Interchange Business and RMU RC Riverfront Mixed Use Riverfront Commercial to B2 General Business.
I need a motion to introduce.
Move. Second.
It's been moved in second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. This will be laid over. This will be a laid over process by state law.
Our second ordinance is to amend the official city map to vacate all that part of Congress Avenue lying west of and adjacent to the west line of North Niagara Street, westerly to the west line of the recorded Eddie Platt, except the easterly 246 feet of Congress Avenue.
I need a motion to introduce.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
This ordinance will be laid over under state law.
That one's under
Madam
charter
Clerk.
provision. Charter provision.
I'm sorry, charter provision.
Our third ordinance is an ordinance to amend the official city map to rezone entire blocks 11 and 14, Fish, Phelan, and Remington's Addition, and that part of Cedar Street lying between blocks 11 and 14, Fish, Phelan, and Remington's Addition from R1, single-family residential, to R3, low-density, multiple-dwelling residential district.
I need a motion to introduce.
So moved.
Support. Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
This will be laid over under state law. Madam Clerk.
On to resolutions. Our first is to approve an MDOT cost agreement 24-5556 for the reconstruction of Hess Avenue from South Jefferson Avenue to Sheridan Avenue.
I need a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Madam Clerk.
Our second resolution is to establish a Development Area Citizens Council as an advisory body to the Downtown Development Authority.
I need a motion to adopt.
So moved.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Madam Clerk.
On to miscellaneous business.
Do we have any motions that we'd like to put on the floor?
Madam Mayor, I do have a motion. I'd like to make a motion for staff to review the resolution affirming Saginaw as a welcoming community and committing to the protection of all residents, regardless of immigration status, for council consideration at the next city council meeting.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Discussion. I have a concern. If it's not broke, why are we trying to fix it? And looking at all of the literature that's been coming out in the newspaper about all of this, immigrations and everything else, there was an article that came out that was just published through Lansing stating that any city that is basically grumbling, trying to start anything new, you're gonna draw attention to you and our funding sources gonna get taken away. I've got a problem. No, we cannot be a sanctioned city We also, if you remember during our strategic plan we just had, we said we're a welcoming city. It's in our vision statement. It was revised. I'm only one vote. And I'm just saying, we have to do just like other cities are doing now. And I'm not a chicken and I ain't scared. Trust me, I ain't scared. However, I'm not trying to draw any attention to the city of Saginaw. I don't want anybody in here that don't need to be in here. And everybody that's in here, like they say at church, we all at home. And we've been at home for some time. So for me, I know that we talked about this, Councilwoman. We talked about it, and I wasn't comfortable then, and I gotta learn how to get comfortable. Again, I'm only one vote. But sometimes you can open up a can of worms that don't need to be open, thinking that you're doing the right thing when you actually set people up for failure. I don't want anybody to fail. I don't want to fail. If it's an attack on one race, it's going to be an attack on another. Who's next? Who's next? So,
Madam Mayor,
yes,
I would like to also comment on that too.
yes.
Yeah, I did. I spoke with Councilwoman too today, and I understand the significance of what she is trying to accomplish and the heart behind it. But I think when we look at the people that's on the lines doing the work, my thing is, have we talked to them? And so I did ask her the question. I said, have we talked to the police chief? Have we talked to the people that this will directly impact their departments? And so that's kind of where I came from. It's like, you know, I would like to hear from their perspective if this is something that is this the way that we should go as a city. And so for me, you know, I don't want to move until the experts around me say this is the way we should move. Because I'm not the expert. We're not the experts up here. The experts are out there on the line. So we're policymakers, so we look at the experts and we want them to give their opinion. So that's where I stand.
Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
I believe if we, you know, table it, give the staff more time to give us information, to talk with the leaders and the police departments and all of that, to give us a big vision to see what that would look like and how we would write that policy. But to say that, you know, we don't want to bring Saginaw attention, if people did that in the 60s and in the 1800s, a lot of things wouldn't change. So in my opinion, I need to stand up for those people that are, you know, in vulnerable positions now, and not have to try to figure out how to do it after the tragedies already have happened. So that's where I stand.
Anyone else?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh,
There.
I'd like to know, is that can you hear me? I'm sorry. I'd like to know, is that a motion to table, or would?
The motion that's currently being considered is for staff to review, and then at the next city council meeting, it will be on the agenda again to discuss after staff has the opportunity to review. So this is the opportunity for folks to you know, bring concerns, folks in the community to chime in, our leaders to offer their opinions, because this is tough. I'll say it's tough, but very clearly, my opinion on this and many other issues is, this past Tuesday, every single community in the United States of America received an email from the DOJ saying that all of our grant money that required to be drawn down was being suspended. And it was suspended for 36 hours. No one got any emails, there wasn't any suggestions, there wasn't any review, it just happened. and it was rescinded later, but my concern is to give ourselves, our community, and our staff the tools to be able to stand up and say, not here, not now. So if you had asked me, a month ago, if I thought this measure would be necessary, I probably would have said no. But I think that the signaling from the administration is very concerning. So I want to be able to have a prolonged discussion about it, where we, review our excellent staff can review the finer points of it, but to have as many tools in our toolbox to be able to, address the situation should it arise is what this is about. And to also signal to our community that, we are here to represent, we are here to protect, we are here to stand up and mitigate what we can, because that's,
Madam Mayor,
what
can
we're
we
here to do.
table this?
I want to make a comment. I want to make a comment on this.
Finished talking?
That was my, thank you, yes, I'm
Okay,
finished.
all right.
I have some concerns, and I thank Ms. Hammond for reaching out to me this afternoon, but what it comes down to, it's my people, my Latino community that's being targeted by this, and like I spoke frankly to you earlier, my people come to somebody that looks like me, where they have the trust and the culture and stuff, and we don't want to be a target, and I understand where you're coming from, and that's why I said I have to be comfortable and make sure how this looks. I know that we want to be a welcoming city, and of course, like we said, we have it in our vision statement, so, this, I just got right now, because you didn't give it, you gave it to her, so I didn't have one. So I'm just looking at this now. I didn't have it, I was gone already. So, just like, you want deadlines, we need deadlines as well, like we talked prior. But, so I don't feel comfortable right now until we have everything, and we talked about that earlier, until we have more information, what we need to do going forward. But my Latino community's a target in this, and they are fearful for what's gonna happen. And so I wanna make sure that since I'm being the leader for my Latino community and their voice, I gotta make sure that the right protocol, policies, and procedures are taking place, because it's something I vote on. They're gonna look at me. I'm up here for a reason. I'm here to be a leader for my community, and not just them, a voice for all citizens, but I have to be comfortable with these decisions that I'm gonna make going forward for my community to make sure that they're not being harassed. I had a cousin in Myers in Grand Rapids, 5th generation, and they tried to pick her up ISIS. So we gotta be very cautious about what we do, because at the end of the day, like you said, they didn't get any emails. That could happen to us. If we pass this, we might not have no funding, so we have to be very precautious. Like they said, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
can we table, can I make a motion that we table this?
Second.
Are you
make a motion
suggesting
to
to
anything.
postpone?
Yes.
To postpone, so that would bring it back at the next meeting, the motion for staff to review.
So, for the staff to review it? Well, hopefully the staff already got it, and they can be reviewing it while we doing that.
So that's what
I
I'm
need the
saying,
motion.
to postpone it, because she said, her motion was for staff to review it in time for the next meeting. So if you postpone it, you're bringing back this motion for the next meeting, for staff to review.
Well, then actually, correct me if I'm wrong. If we pass that they move forward and research it, at the next meeting, we talk about it.
Right.
If we postpone it, we come back and we start it all over
Right.
with that. So,
So this is
Councilwoman Seals,
how do I say
then,
it? Rescind that motion.
So they get the reports to rescind.
so we go back to,
Whoever gave the report supposed to rescind their support too, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Madam
I'm
Clerk?
sorry, what did you say?
Whoever gave a support, supposed to rescind their support too?
There was a second, correct?
Yes.
So why don't you just go ahead and take your vote on the postpone, just so that the record is clean?
we're voting on the postponement. Keyword, I'm saying it again. We're voting on the postponement. Can I say what that means?
Postponing it is just postponing the motion
Right.
that she made to the next meeting.
Right,
So if you vote no, that's saying no, you don't want to postpone it.
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, nay.
Nay.
Still have to do a roll call
Let's
vote.
do a roll call.
Councilmember Sylvia.
No.
Councilmember Seals.
No.
Councilmember Balls.
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Garcia.
No.
Councilmember Ostache.
No.
Councilmember Braddock.
No.
Councilmember Wiggins.
Nay.
Councilmember Hammond.
No.
And Mayor Moore.
No.
You have no yes votes and all nay votes. That motion is denied. So you're back at the motion to direct staff to review the resolution for council consideration at the next council meeting.
Does everybody understand what the motion is? Is that we take it back and we have staff review it?
Right.
Okay. Calling for the vote? Yes, I'm sorry. Councilwoman Sylvia?
Go ahead.
Are there any questions? Let me do that. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Do I need to do a roll call?
No.
You didn't have a nay, so
I
no.
didn't think we did, okay. Madam Clerk,
You are still under miscellaneous business.
any miscellaneous motions to go forward? Hearing none, don't y'all move. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Support.
It's been moved and support. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, nay.